Are Jonathan Smith's days in East Lansing numbered?
You are Locked On College Crossover, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Crossover edition of Locked On the Portal and Locked On Spartans. I'm your host, Brian Smith, longtime college football recruiting analyst. Watching over the Portal podcast, you will be joined by Mr. Matt Sheehan just a second. Today, we're going to be talking about Michigan State's needs in the portal this offseason, who might even leave because of all the terrible things going on the field. It is what it is, but we got to talk about it here in just a little bit. Are Michigan State's players bought in to that point? It's a very big topic in college football. Remember, there's only one transfer portal window, and it's in January from the 2nd through the 16th. Matt and I are going to discuss that. But the overwhelming theme throughout this show will permeate it. Is Jonathan Smith going to end up being fired at some point, either during the season or after at Michigan State? I have a couple of takes on why he probably should be and who might end up being the head coach. And I know Matt does as well. So let's bring Matt onto the show. And here he is, the crazy fireball guy himself, Mr. Matt Sheehan. Matt, it is not what I would call good days right now in Sparty land. I did not see this coming this season. I don't think you did either. I didn't think
No, of course not. I thought this would be fun. I thought it'd be better. I thought we'd get to 7 wins and get to that game above Sports Bowl and really just shove it down everyone's throat. But no, we're having it shoved down ours right now. It's 5 straight losses. I don't know if there's going to be another one the rest of the season. So, no, vibes are not high, Brian. Great to see you, though, man. How you been? I mean, yeah, that's good. Okay, at least someone here is happy. That's good. That's good.
Just to make you feel at least somewhat on the same playing field. Remember, for those who don't know, I am also the host of Locked On Seminoles, so I know Matt's pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good time in Tallahassee. It's not.
No, it's not. But you guys are kicking off under sunny skies, so that's good. But yeah,
that's true. It's warmer. It's warmer, but that's the only thing they got going for them right now. That's about
misery loves company, so this is a good one. Okay, yeah, we're at home with each other right now. This is good.
So let's just shoot this straight. Jonathan Smith allegedly has if it happens sometime around now, a $33 million buyout.
Yeah.
Do you think the powers that be that oversee the very proud Michigan State football program have the stomach for that buyout? That's got to be the first question.
I'll tell you what's encouraging is that you've seen other schools do it, right? Like LSU just shelled out north of $50 million. Penn State just shelled out $50 million-ish. I forget what Florida's and Billy Napier's was. I don't think it was certainly 21. That high. Yeah, 21. So it's still certainly high. When this season started, Jonathan Smith's buyout of $33 million would have been the second highest in college football history, right behind Jimbo Fisher's. But now, this is a new day and age of sports. What's $50 million? What's $20 million? What's $33 million? So the other biggest thing here, it's not just the buyout number, but what could speed this all up is that Michigan State, they got the new athletic director in the summer. Jonathan Smith's not his guy. Is this going to speed things up? We had those conversations in the summer, and that's what I still believed. I thought this would be a good year. I thought, hey, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to get to this, but could a new athletic director speed things up because he's going to know that football rules all. And also that, he also did a really good job of hiring coaches down at Georgia Tech in Brent Key. So is he going to see a struggling season, start fundraising money to get rid of Jonathan Smith? Should things go off the rails? And, well, Brian, here we are. The calendar's about to flip to November, and things have gone off the rails here. So I think that, yes, due to being inspired by other schools, I don't think $33 million is going to be as big of a hurdle as it once was a few months ago. So I do think that we are onto a new regime here pretty soon.
All right. Well, that leads to the next question. I have a surprise that I didn't even tell you about before the show on somebody I think they might hire because
you have the $33 million. You're going to pay the $33 million. Is that the surprise? Is that it, Brian? Wow. What a guy. Wow.
If I could do that, I wouldn't be here with you right now. I'd be on a beach somewhere.
Come on. You don't mean that. No,
yes,
you would be here still. Come on.
Anyway, James Franklin and Brian Kelly are two names that I mentioned before the show.
Yep.
Kelly's got a ton of ties to the state. He coached at Grand Valley, coached at Central.
Yep.
And then Franklin's he's pilfered that state in recruiting, and he knows the Midwest in general.
Absolutely.
Do you think either one of those would have any happy vibes with the fan base? What do you think? You're the Michigan State guy.
One name more than the other, certainly. I think James Franklin would get a bigger approval rating right off the bat than Brian Kelly for a few reasons. One, you just named, I think James Franklin. How many recruiting battles has Michigan State had, not just like in the past few years, but ever since James Franklin's been at Penn State for those 11 years, where, hey, Michigan State, we could be in good position, and there goes KJ Hamler over to Penn State. I mean, it seems like to happen once or twice a year when Michigan State even was really solid back in the James Franklin early days. So he's got a good footprint in Michigan, Northern Ohio. And yes, I get the whole big game situation. Like, that's why he got fired ultimately. He couldn't win those big games. Brian, right now, I would kill to be a 9-10 win program and have a big game problem. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. Right now, we have a mediocre game problem. So he knows what he's doing. Is he a little corny? Sure, yeah, but he delivers. He has energy. He builds a culture. He gets results for the most part. So I like James Franklin. Now I'm going to answer your Brian Kelly question with another question to you, Brian. That's right, we're going to play some question tennis here. Can you sell us on Brian Kelly? Because when that name's thrown around, and it has been, ever since he was fired, that, hey, could he come back? I'd be a little happy, says minority. But the majority, I think, would be out on him. It didn't really go well at LSU. He's kind of just like a quirky, kind of a jerk almost. You don't like the things that you're hearing out of LSU, and not to put someone on their deathbed just because they've hit the age of 60, but he's 64 years old. Could you sell me a Brian Kelly, or do you think that'd be an underwhelming hire if Michigan State went that route?
The way I would sell it is the only way it's done is if you knew in advance who not one, but both of his coordinators were, and you thought at least one of them was a candidate to take over when Brian was done. Sure. That would be the only way I would sell it if I was like the AD talking to the president or the board of trustees. If you didn't believe in both, it's no. Now, it'd be similar with Franklin, though. Like, you've got to be able to get the right coordinator in any job.
Yeah,
still. And speaking of that, because Jay Batt, isn't that his name? The
yes.
AD?
Yep.
You might be familiar with the guy. Let's test your knowledge here, Matt. Are you familiar with the name Buster Faulkner?
Oh, my. I've only heard the name in passing. Go ahead and take us to church, Brian. What do we got here?
He is the offensive coordinator at Georgia Tech. He's the hottest name in the South.
Mm-hmm.
Jay is familiar with him because he was at Georgia Tech. Faulkner is a tremendous offensive mind. He can use a passing quarterback. He can use a mobile quarterback or a guy that's a little of both. Yeah. Very few guys are good at blending. I think that, let's be honest, Michigan State, when they play Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, they're usually not going to be the more talented team. You've got to be able to use scheme, or else you're not winning. D'Antonio was awesome at it. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to use scheme. This is one of the few guys that could. And before anybody says, well, if Kelly hires him as his court, that's not happening. If he's leaving Georgia Tech, it's as a head coach, because he's going to have head coaching options. Just throwing out there, and I don't know his full background, but he was on Kirby's staff when they won the title.
Okay.
Those two, as the QB coach.
Can Haynes King can Haynes King get a 9th year of eligibility and use that here in East Lansing for the first year? Like, is this a package deal? Can we also get a very experienced quarterback to hit the ground running? And number two, oh man, here I go. I'm going to question you with a question right now, because look, part of the reason maybe the Jonathan Smith thing didn't work out is a lot of people said, and turned out that they possibly were correct, is that he was never from anywhere remotely close to the Midwest area, let alone Michigan State. Like, kind of in the same way, like Brian Kelly never really fit at LSU just because, it was corny right off the top. Like, I don't know. Is this stupid to be reluctant of hiring someone that might not be from around here? I mean, let's say Buster Faulkner. I mean, just like I said, I don't know his whole background. Does someone have to be from here is I guess what I'm getting at. Like, does it have to be a Franklin? Does it have to be a Kelly? Does it have to be down at University of South Florida? Alex Golish has Ohio roots, of course. Like, that's what I worry with Faulkner, who I just Googled, and he's from Georgia. I mean, Georgia Tech right now obviously was on Kirby Smart's team, or Kirby Smart's staff, I should say. Does the guy have to be from a region to make this work for Michigan State? Because I don't know. I'm a little reluctant to just believe that it could work out, or is that just silly of me?
It's weird. Like, really great coaches, it doesn't matter. Like, I knew Urban Meyer when he was coming up. He's talked to him quite a bit. He went from Notre Dame to Bowling Green to Utah to Florida.
Yeah.
So if you're elite, it doesn't matter because those places don't have anything in common.
Yep.
There's a guy by the name of Nick Saban that left Michigan State and went to LSU. Those two don't have anything in common either.
Yep.
But outside of the elite guys, I think you're on to something. Most people struggle with the recruiting aspect of it. What did Saban and Meyer have in common? They didn't accept recruiting. They demanded it. So whoever they hire has to be somebody that can recruit. That's why I think Franklin should be top of their board because, and this might tick some Michigan State fans off, until otherwise proven, you guys aren't winning titles.
Right. No, that's fair. I mean, it sucks to hear, but it's fair.
You know what I mean? Guys like Marcus Freeman probably aren't going there. Ryan Day's not going there. James Franklin might, and that guy can recruit, and they were always stable.
Right.
So that's how I would look at it. Buster Faulkner, if you're going to go the coordinator route, he's great, but it's not as guaranteed how he's going to recruit and all that. Franklin, that's hard for me to argue. Matt, there's another problem, though, that we need to discuss.
Okay.
On the other side of this, are we 100% certain that all of the Michigan State players are bought in? We're going to talk about that next on this crossover edition because, unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. Today's show is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making a late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com and sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Matt, I'm not buying that Michigan State players are 100% bought in based on what I've watched the last couple of weeks. And thank you to everybody, by the way, for checking us out, Locked On Spartans and Locked On the Portal. Please like and subscribe. But scale of 1 to 10, how many guys do you think, like percentage or whatever way you want to put it, did you see cracks in the armor? I did in the last, not everybody, not saying that, but do you see cracks?
Of course. Right. And well, the problem is it's not just like the most previous game, but also the first time I kind of had a hunch this isn't total buy-in was the UCLA game. I mean, you're coming off of back-to-back road losses at USC, at Nebraska. Okay, you're home. It's homecoming. Let's turn this season around. This is a gettable UCLA team that not just, fired their coach. We all know that story. But they're flying across the country to play a game that's going to be 9 a.m. according to their body clocks. Let's turn it all around. And the millisecond the going got tough, the fraction of a second that they had a bad play, It just snowballed and it never got back on the tracks. The body language was horrible. There was no energy after, the very rare good plays that they did have the rest of the game. So that's when I started to have, okay, this is interesting. Very next game, they play Indiana. What else was going to happen? They got absolutely dog walked, but there were some people complimentary of, they showed some fight. Great. It's the middle of a season. Of course they should be showing fight. We shouldn't be patting them on the back for doing that in the middle of the season. And at this point, 5 straight losses. You're hearing the rumblings in Spartan Stadium. Certainly the chatter on social media hasn't been positive. And have I been a reason for that? Yeah, sure. I'm part of the issue too. But all State fans are not happy right now. At this point, it's just human nature to not be 100% bought in. For this last month of the season. Maybe, you get something going away from home. You get to go on the road to Minnesota, band together. But I think that's kind of a whimsical way of thinking. I think it's too little too late. I don't think that that's going to be 100% bought in the last month of the season, just like there wasn't the last month of last season. So, no, it's been a total calamity. Is it entirely on the players? Well, sure, I'd like to think that you can play all 12 games hard, but it's also, there's a human nature element to it. The vibes are horrendous right now. Despite what this hat says, I wear my good vibes only hat. They're not good vibes. We don't only have good vibes, Brian. It's horrible, actually. So, no, I hate to say it, but yeah, I think that there is a little bit of checking out here. Not for everyone. Not from everyone, but yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said it like that because I have on my computer screen right now a post from the Michigan State 24/7 board. You've probably read it. It's from Spartan Rocky, and it states, there are 5 guys who can play at a high level: Marsh, Kelly, Golban, Hall, and Moore. You could replace all 11 on D, even Hall, and I would be okay. Wayne Matthews makes me pine for Cal Halliday.
It's not that bad, but it's come on.
But that's the apathy here. Like, name somebody besides Marsh, Kelly, Golban, Hall, and Moore that you think play at a high level. Is there anybody else that he's missing?
I was afraid you're going to ask that. Our punter, Ryan Eckley. And that sounds ridiculous, but that's true. He's going to be probably the first punter taken off the board whenever he wants to go to the draft. Now, the unfortunate part of that is that we've seen a lot of Ryan Eckley this year. So we've seen a lot of this great punter, but oh man, no, he really nails it with the 2 linemen, Golban and Moore. The receivers, it's Marsh and Kelly, and on defense, I think Hall is the only one I feel inclined to write home about right now. I mean, Malik Spencer once every 4th game. No, that's truly it. He unfortunately nails it, and that's how he got into this spot right now. I miss having good players. I'm sorry, I was having good players.
That leads to the following question, Matt.
Oh boy,
if Jonathan, this is probably good for you, as crazy as this might sound at first.
Mm-hmm.
If Smith is fired, and please chime in as well on when you think he should be, if timing matters.
Yeah.
Do you think they have the palatable stomach for the money that would be needed to get them to 6 wins with a decent coach next year? Because I'm not sure that's feasible, because you're going to lose.
Oh,
this is going to be a gutting, in my opinion.
Yes, this will be a firm reset. Now, when he gets fired, if you just want me to throw that out, I've said for the last few weeks, I think it happens this weekend upcoming against Minnesota, because you get another bye week after this game. I'm not sure how much it's really going to matter in the grand scheme of things when you do fire him, but more importantly is we're going to see how good of a fundraiser Jay Batt is, and that was part of the reason that he did so well at Georgia Tech. Is he's a fundraising guru, also did really good things over at his previous stop, which I believe was Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, but it was another Southern school where they drove in a lot of money, and he saw the inner workings of that. Because, you're going to have to pay this $33 million buyout. Yes, you're going to have to dangle a lot of money in front of a top-flight coach, like a Franklin, for example, or maybe even if it is just an Alex Golesh. I keep throwing his name out. This is such a crazy coaching carousel that, he's going to be a hot commodity. There's only going to be a skrillion jobs open. So, look, at the end of the day, money's going to have to matter. You need money for an assistant pool. And just like we highlighted with that comment, the players just ain't that good. So you need a lot of money, whether it's recruiting, whether it's portal. It's going to have to be both. You're going to have to raise a lot of money. We're going to get a lot of questions answered as to how flush Michigan State is with cash here in the next few months. And it's funny. Actually, it's not funny at all. But Magic Johnson tweeted out yesterday, I forgot the tweet at the top of my head, but it was basically, I'm not having a fun time watching Michigan State. They're not imaginative on offense. They're 0-5 in conference play. It's well, golly gee, Magic Johnson, as if there was only, 12 people on the face of this earth that could actually change something about Michigan State football, and you're one of them. Show us that money, Magic. I love you, Magic. You're great. You've done great things in the university. Please put forward some money to get us out of this mess. You can do something, Magic. Come on, be somebody. But it's not just the coaching thing. It's not just the buyout, but it's clearly a talent issue too. And that's going to take money. I love East Lansing. I love Michigan State. I don't think a bunch of random transfers and high school recruits are just because the Red Cedar River is cool. No, you have to overpay for a lot of these kids in the situation Michigan State's in right now. So it's time to get some questions answered about how much money is in this vault for Michigan State, Brian. I can't wait, and I'm also a little scared to find out. We'll see here.
Matt, that is a great segue, because that was literally the question I was going to lead off the next segment. So we're going to talk about the portal and recruiting, because there's one other big problem we haven't mentioned yet for Michigan State. I'm going to let Matt stew on that for a second as we go to break, but it's not going to be friendly, Matt, just so you know. That is next here on this Locked Over Crossover Edition. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. College football is back, and it couldn't be more exciting. Tailgates, rivalries, and all the energy in the stand. There's not quite like college football on a fall Saturday, but let's be real, actually getting tickets can feel like more than a battle than the game itself. Endless queues, hidden fees, jumping out at checkout. With Game Time, that's not the case because it's the app that gives the advantage back to fans. That's you, the easiest way to score last-minute tickets at the best prices with no surprise fees. What you see is what you pay. I use Game Time, and it's easy. You just download it on your tablet or your phone. You go to the team you like just by typing it in the search box. You click on it, and you see a game you want. Click on that seat. You can even see your seat view. It's very, very easy. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. All right, Matt, it is time to make you very miserable. I just apologize.
Because I've been so happy the last 20 minutes, right? Now is when we get miserable. Perfect.
In all honesty, give Matt credit. He brought up that it is going to be very expensive this offseason because there's more coaching changes.
Yeah.
And these staffs around the country, if you're an AD, LSU, Florida, Pittsburgh, we not only got the coach, but these fans are not happy. Mm-hmm. We need to win right away. So there's going to be more competition for the portal. And by the way, I'm sure Matt knows this, but this is a reminder to him and maybe a first time for some of you. There is only one portal window this year, Matt.
Yep.
You think that's going to be good for prices going down? What do you think, Matt?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Everyone's going to be in the bargain bin here for a condensed window in January. No, and it doesn't help either that, and we've had this conversation on my show, I believe last time you were on, is like teams are getting a lot better at paying and retaining their guys too. So the players you see hitting the portal, it ain't what it used to be. Like, it's not like the early days where everyone's just getting a payday because that's the best way to do it. No, now teams are getting a lot wiser and smarter with their money. So, easier said than done. Easier said than done.
So with that question, I'm just going to throw one question out here. This is just fun, kind of off the cuff. And I think this could be a nice sleight of hand and a reason, again, for Franklin. If they hired him, correct me if I'm wrong, when Marsh made his decision, it was Penn State that came in second, correct?
Yep, that's right.
If they hire Franklin, you'd have familiarity. Now, probably can't sell him real well on the passing game aspect of Penn State. That would be a downer.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
At least, like I tell people all the time, in all sincerity, relationships, even more than NIL, are important. NIL might get you over the top, but you got to have good relationships. NIL doesn't matter. Franklin is awesome at building relationships and figuring that stuff out. So that might be their one chance to keep Marsh, because if they don't hire Franklin, I'm going 80 to 90% chance Marsh leaves Michigan State. What do you say?
It feels like it. I mean, this isn't based on any inside information. Like, I don't have like a cheeky little rumor that I'm going off of. It's just seeing the situation at hand and realizing that, yeah, there's probably a better life for a top flight receiver than doing another rebuild with a very unknown passing game. I don't like to say it. I know Michigan State fans don't like hearing it. But, yeah, I'd be stunned no matter who the coach is, whether it is someone that he has a good relationship with like Franklin or another completely unknown guy, if he does stick around. I know he's taken care of pretty well here NIL-wise. I mean, that's certainly a big reason why he did come back. But, yeah, I believe this would be like the last 4 games of seeing him. I would love to be wrong. I would love to have this clipped and said, oh, hey, you thought he was leaving, but here he is back for his junior year. Nothing I'd love more than that. But, man, it just seems like the logical choice for all parties to maybe, I don't know, find an offense, maybe play in a winning formula. God, this sucks. But, yeah, that's just how I see the Marsh thing. The other thing, too, is, like, obviously I don't want to see him go. I cannot make that clear enough. I don't want to see him go. But, like, we've also had Nick Marsh here the last 2 years, and how's that worked out for Michigan State? Like, we've got bigger problems. Like, could you use that money to get some linemen? Yeah, maybe that actually helps you a little bit. I don't know, but that's where I'm at with the whole Marsh thing. I'm just embracing that graphic of hitting the portal. Thank you, Spartan Nation. See you next time.
It is what it is, brother. And if you hear a lawnmower, by the way, somebody's mowing next door, I apologize.
That's okay. Going to go lay down in front of it pretty soon, but yeah, that's okay.
Oh, God.
No, I'm kidding. Edit that part out. That's fine.
That's hilarious. With the roster, like, honest question, because they're going to have to spend some money no matter who ends up being the next coach, whether it's Smith that's back, whether it's Kelly, whether it's Franklin, whatever, Buster Faulkner. Yeah. What position do they need to hit the most, in your opinion? Like, before the roster is gutted? I'm guessing O-line, D-line would be top of the board.
That's where my mind went immediately. If I had to pick one of those, it'd have to be the D-line. I mean, whether for pass rush purposes or just collapse in the pocket, all things that defensive linemen do, you could really use some help there. Michigan State also like a little thin, not just literally but figuratively in that regard too. So, yeah, it's got to start with the defensive line, and I'm just going to balloon it back. The secondary as well. I mean, there's a lot of unknown players back there. We had a lot of one-year rental players, so that's going to have to be a hard reset, whether it's the safety position, the corner position, and then, yeah, it's all starting with the offensive line on offense. I do anticipate, like, if there is a big staff change that happens, the fire and everything, like, this will be like a 60 new player roster coming in next year. So it's going to be every position. But yeah, in the here and now, like, let's say that the staff is retained. Let's say that we go into the offseason with some stability. Like, it's still going to have to be defensive line first, secondary second, and offensive line third.
Well, with that in mind, you're ruining something for me, because doesn't Michigan State play at Notre Dame next year? Yeah,
they do, Brian. And that's after facing Toledo at home to start the season, which, like, talk about a game to sweat over. The Rockets are a decent G5 program. I don't want to see a decent G5 program. I want to see the worst FCS team possible come into town, but that could even be a little hairy game just to start the year. So yeah.
Well, this is I'm just going to bring this up because I thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
If they do fire Smith, I'm just going to say it now. Brian Kelly has, like, the Notre Dame people as fans dislike him greatly. And there's some back and forth with media, etc. That might be a reason he doesn't take the game, because he's not going to want to go back to Notre Dame Stadium. Just going to throw that out there, because they're not going to win that game. Just throwing it out there. They play. Right. They've got Toledo, Eastern Michigan, Notre Dame is September 9th. So I have 2 warm-up games. But playing at Notre Dame is not great early in the season, I'm guessing, for the next head coach. I wouldn't mention that to Buster Faulkner when you're trying to recruit him to the East Lanes. I would leave that part out.
Just black out that part of the schedule, right?
But it is what it is. Anybody that you'd like to bring up that could bring in portal guys that could recruit at like that first class, it's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Faulkner before anybody asks about recruit. I really don't. Is there any other coach you want to bring up as a possibility to help get this roster where it needs to be?
The only other names I want to bring up right now aren't even coaching names. It's Matt Ishbia, it's Greg Williams, Steve St. Andre. It's these Daddy Warbucks figures that have spent money at Michigan State before, and we are desperate for you guys to keep spending your money here to get this thing on track here. So money's going to rule all this offseason. So all of our billionaires are highly ranked millionaires. Please keep spending your hard-earned money at Michigan State for zero ROI, except for just the happiness of the fan base. But no, I mean, hit all the classic big names. I'm glad we got into Brian Kelly because I'm not entirely convinced on him. James Franklin, I'd be very delighted with. Alex Golish, I like the Buster Faulkner drop. Will Stein, I mean, kind of fascinates me. But again, you're pulling a guy over from the West Coast. Do we want to go down that road? Again, I'm not entirely sure.
I've got one more for you.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Recruiting will not be a problem, and the passing game will not be a problem. Fran Brown.
Oh, man, oh, boy.
He lost his quarterback this year, so he got screwed.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's hard to go, but you won 10 games at Syracuse.
There is something to be said about that, right? There really is something to be said about that. Oh, man.
That's a terrible job.
That's a horrible, it's awful. Yeah, right. And that's why you can maybe sell me on it. Smacked. Oh, yeah. Oh, we were liquid in that game. Yeah, we took Syracuse and the points, and we won that game by 50 combined. Yeah, like I could be talked into it for sure. I just on the basis alone that Syracuse is that hard of a job, and he was able to get some motion over there. So good on him. But there's actually one name being thrown around Michigan State circles that I just wanted to bounce off you, and maybe it's because we're just so caught in the lore of what happened a decade ago when he was a player here. He's not even a coordinator right now. He's a position coach at Notre Dame, linebackers coach Max Bola, former Michigan State player, would obviously know the ropes of this program. I think that'd be a little crazy going from positional coach straight to head coach.
What about DC though? If you can get him as the
I've been on
DC.
that train for the last 2 or 3 years, get him here as a defensive coordinator. But there are people that are saying, no, let's get him here to head coach. He knows the culture. He can learn the ropes here. Maybe get like an older coordinator to mentor him in a way.
Well, but you could make him co-defensive coordinator with somebody that's kind of like an old school guy. That'd be fine.
I don't hate that at all. I would not hate bringing Max Bullough back to the program. I think just head coach immediately would be a little bit too much, but screw it. Like, I'm in the mood for experimenting now at this point. Like, I just give me anything, something different right now. So I just wanted your take on that, to go from positional coach, the 2-year linebacker coach at Notre Dame, and obviously experience as a grad assistant beforehand there and at Alabama. But I don't know. I'm not dismissive of it. I would just rather have someone that's more established, like a Franklin, all the names that we talked about, Matt Campbell, for example. But yeah, I don't know. That's a name that a lot of Michigan State fans have been emailing about, tweeting about, just talking about. So just wanted your quick take on that before we let you go. So appreciate to have that. So
yeah, that might be a guy we talk about, because if the next coach, whoever it is, can bring Max, he's a pretty decent recruiter too for the records.
Yeah.
That's important.
I would love it. I think that'd be great. Whoever the head coach is bringing Max as defensive coordinator, come home. Hopefully Max would want to leave South Bend and take this promotion here at Michigan State. I have no reason to believe he wouldn't, but that'd be nice.
Right. Matt, tell everybody where they can find your work.
Come visit me at your local insane asylum. They let visitation hours go from roughly noon to 1 p.m. most weekdays, and then noon to 2 p.m. on the weekends. But they also give you the internet. And you can find me at Sheehan_sports on Twitter, and also Locked on Spartans on YouTube and on any podcast. Brian, this was oddly enough, like, this was a good time. Like, in the darkness of Michigan State football, this was a half hour of some light. So thanks a lot, man. It's always great talking to you.
I appreciate that. You can find the Portal Podcast wherever you get your pods, just like Matt's Pod, Spotify, Apple, Podbean, and of course on YouTube. We will see you again soon.